Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. We'll start in a couple of minutes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, so before the summer vacations, we have covered till
Chapter 1.
chapter 1 plant nutrients, non-mineral elements, and mineral elements. We started the function of macronutrients. Okay.
Sir, today we will start
Yes, sir.
function of micronutrients.
No, sir.
No, no,
Today we
no.
will start from
Potassium.
functions of micronutrients.
Okay, so
Sir,
we
not on your side.
okay we were doing functions of macronutrients, in which we have completed nitrogen and phosphorus.
Yes, sir.
Functions of macronutrients we have covered for nitrogen, phosphorus. Next we will be looking at the potassium, calcium, and
Magnesium.
magnesium. So these three, that is the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK. Okay. So these are maximum requirement for the plant, for
Sir,
the growth.
sir, they are required for fertilizer also, no?
For the
Fertilizer.
yes, in the fertilizer they are the NPK fertilizers. That's what we say. So the nitrogen and phosphorus we have discussed. Next we are coming to the potassium. So potassium, it helps in the building proteins, in photosynthesis and fruit quality. It helps in opening and closing of stomata and thus regulates transpiration. So here building of proteins, because you know that plants are autotrophs, they can make their own food, they can make their own nutrients, so they need to make proteins. Okay, proteins are also required for plants. Okay, not only humans need proteins, but also the plants
For
needs
food
proteins.
quality.
Yeah, photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis and fruit quality. So what do you mean by fruit quality?
Sir, the food will be very sweet if there will be
Sir, it improves the
potassium.
quality of the fruit.
Okay, like for example, we are telling there is the mango. Okay, now the season mango season is going on. So if the plant is having a deficiency of potassium, do you think it is going to affect the quality of the mango? What is the
Sir, little bit.
yeah? So basically, what is happening that these are all macronutrients. So these macronutrients we'll see everywhere they are required basically in the growth process. Okay, so you see photosynthesis is how the food will be prepared, and proteins by themselves are also required for building the mass, for the cell structures and all these things it is required. The fruit quality is going to come when these kind of synthesis, that is the growth activity is good. If the plant growth is not good, what will happen to fruit quality? It is not going to be good at all. Okay, so a small plant, is a small plant, it will grow to become a tree. Okay, so initially there is a rapid growth. During the rapid growth, the plants need a lot of these macronutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium. Okay, that's why the farmers also they will give this NPK fertilizers, calcium and magnesium. So when they are doing this paddy, for example rice cultivation or something, they will give this fertilizer because fast growth. Okay, so all of these are going to promote the growth of the plant. So but when it has become a tree, okay, it is not required for it to grow like that much fast and all those things. So its requirement is not so much. But when it is going to give the fruits, at that time it also requires all these kind of growth promoting macronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and all. So the another point where potassium is required is for the opening and closing of stomata. Okay, stomata. So where is the stomata present?
Sir, in leaves.
Sir, in leaves.
In the leaves it is there. And the stomata, it is regulating the transpiration. You have heard about this term earlier, transpiration.
Yes, sir.
Transpiration means what? What is transpiration?
And loss of water.
These are the loss of water
Loss of
vapor from the
water
plants, from the aerial
From the
parts of
internal
the plants.
tissue. From the internal tissue.
Yes. So here important part is when we talk about transpiration, it is the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Okay, water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. Okay, these 2 points should be there. Okay, in the form of water vapor, because the water can be lost by other ways also, but whatever other ways it is losing the water will not be called transpiration. It should be lost in the form of water vapor. So in the leaves, what we are seeing, the leaves is made up of thousands and thousands of very minute holes. Okay, so pores, yes, what we say, because they are fine small holes, so we say they are pores, porous. Okay, small called pores are there. These pores are not permanent, they will open and they will close. Okay, these are the stomata. Okay, so through these stomata, which are the fine pores that are present in the leaves, the transpiration will take place. So how this stomata is going to close and open also depends upon the potassium balance. Okay, there should be good amount of potassium, otherwise this opening and closing of the stomata, it cannot be functioning properly. Next one, calcium. Okay, important element for plant cell wall and provides strength to the cell wall. cell wall. So when you say cell wall, plants are not moving, they are stationary. Okay.
They provide strength.
So because the plants are not moving, even their cells, what they are made up of, okay, those cells, they are also, they don't require to be so much moving and flexible. They all need to be strong. Okay. Because the tree, for example, a very tall tree, the cells that are there in the bottom, in the stem region, they should be able to take the weight of that much kilos of how much that
Yes, sir.
tree is. So the cells have to be strong. So they have what we say cell wall. Okay, cell wall.
Yes, sir.
Outside structure, this one is a cell wall. It is having so many type of chemicals are there. Among that one, calcium, just like in our bones also, calcium is present. Okay, and
Yes,
we
sir.
often say that you should take milk or some other calcium
Yes, sir.
to make the bones and teeth strong. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that same thing is also for the plants. Okay, the plants also, the cell wall is there, and the cell wall is having the calcium, that is providing strength to the cell wall. The next one is the magnesium. Magnesium, don't confuse with manganese, Mn. This is magnesium, important part of chlorophyll. Okay, chlorophyll. Okay, chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is present in the
Yes. No, sir.
The color of the leaves.
yeah,
leaves.
leaves, it's present in the leaves. So green leaves, when we say the leaves are green, they are green because of the presence of the pigment, that is the chlorophyll pigment.
Chlorophyll.
Okay, fill means something to do with the leaf. Chloro here, whenever you are seeing in biology chloro is coming, that means it is green color. So chlorophyll, so that is giving this pigment is giving green color to the plants. So when we say it is a pigment, okay, pigment, it is a molecule, basically it is a complex molecule. So in this structure of the complex molecule, in between that there will be the magnesium. Okay, magnesium is in the center of this complex structure. There is some complex structure, different carbon, nitrogen, all these things will be there here, and in the center there will be this magnesium atom. So therefore, for the functioning of this chlorophyll pigment, magnesium is very important. So you know very well, the leaf, one leaf will have so many millions and millions of these chlorophyll pigments, and therefore they also need a lot of magnesium. So nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium. So these are the basic macronutrients. Next, functions of micronutrients. Okay, so if someone forgot to switch off the microphone, you can switch it off. Functions of micronutrients. Micronutrients. So micronutrients means what? Okay.
So micronutrients means the plant nutrients that are required in less quantity.
In less
but are
quantity.
For the
essential.
growth of the plants.
Okay, so they are required for the, so actually in this micro and macronutrients, that nutrient will be obtained from where?
Sun, water, soil.
So if the nutrient is obtained from the say air, will it be considered as the macronutrient? For example, carbon, hydrogen, like that, oxygen.
No, sir.
It won't
No,
be.
sir.
It won't be. So you have to keep this in mind. There are the mineral and non-mineral nutrients. So that non-mineral nutrients we have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and that carbon, hydrogen, oxygen you can get from both water as well as from the air. But these mineral nutrients you will get from where? Soil, through the roots. Okay, so mineral nutrients is through that one. So category macronutrients required in more amount, micronutrients are trace elements required in small amounts. So this micronutrients, their requirement is in the trace amounts. That is why it is also called trace elements.
Very little amount is required.
Yes, trace. When you say trace means that little means how little is little, that it becomes. So gram, milligram, microgram, nanogram, so it goes below like that. Okay, it will generally go in the micro and nanogram category. So functions of micronutrients: iron, okay, essential for chlorophyll formation. So in the chlorophyll, the center of the chlorophyll, which element is there?
Iron.
Iron. Then
Magnesium.
Magnesium is there. Magnesium is there. But for the formation of chlorophyll, for making that pigment, because the plant itself will be making that pigment, it is not getting it from somewhere else. It has to make that one. So when it is making inside its cell, inside its own body or cell, what you say, it requires iron. So that is one of the important functions. Next, boron. So boron, we will be seeing that production of carbohydrates. Examples of carbohydrates: any carbohydrate you know. Glucose is a carbohydrate.
Sir, potato.
Rice.
No. I'm not telling
the plant carbohydrate.
No, carbohydrate. I want to know the name of the carbohydrate. I'm not telling who is having carbohydrate. Like potato is rich in carbohydrates. That is correct. Okay. Rice is also rich in carbohydrates. That is correct. But name some carbohydrate. So starch is there. Okay, starch is a carbohydrate. Glucose is a carbohydrate. So carbo means carbon. Hydrate means hydrated form, water. So carbon is in the hydrated form, carbon, CH2O, like this it will come. Okay, it can be some n number of carbons, n number of hydrogens will be there, n number of oxygen. So this will be like a general formula for the carbohydrates. So this includes the starch, glucose, fructose, so many different types of are there. Okay, to make
So
this,
iodine.
no, iodine is not. Iodine is a mineral.
Yes, sir.
It is a mineral. It is not a carbohydrate. Iodine is I, right? I will write like this: iodine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, like that. So carbohydrates, their formation, like starch and all this, to make that also we need the element, that is the boron. Okay, you see, because making all these things inside the plant, there are some enzymes. Okay, the enzymes are going to do all this making and breaking work. Okay, biochemical work, all these things are doing. So those enzymes will require this boron when they are making the carbohydrates. So that is why we say like this one. Next one, manganese. Manganese is important component of enzymes. Okay, enzymes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there are some very important enzymes are there. Okay, So they require manganese. So much detail is not required. Zinc. Zinc is a micronutrient, but it is also very important because there are thousands of enzymes. Okay, thousands of enzymes in the cell which require zinc for their function. So that is why we say for the functioning of enzymes. But when we look at manganese, maybe around 10-20 maximum enzymes are there which require the manganese. Okay, but they are important enzymes. That's also important only. But zinc is required in thousands of enzymes. Okay, and also which is important. So basically, in micronutrients, four are there: iron, boron, manganese, and zinc. Okay, next. Deficiency symptoms in plants. Okay, this is an important one. Questions will be repeating from this one. Deficiency symptoms in plants. Deficiency. What do you mean by deficiency?
So the lack of
Lack of
something.
Lack of something is there. So now when we say deficiency symptoms in plants, okay, when they are deficient in a particular mineral, it will affect how their cell processes, physiological processes are going on, and this is going to affect the reproduction, growth, and resistance to the disease. Just like now in the coronavirus, they were telling take a lot of zinc, take a lot of zinc, like that. They do a lot of
Yes, sir.
like that. So and if you take a lot of zinc, that will make your immunity strong and all these things. So in plants also, it is generally believed that these minerals, but it is not correct. Only one mineral your people are thinking required for immunity or anything, but there is the nature has made that this should be balanced diet. Complete diet has to be there. There should be balance. Taking anything in excess is also going to have the side effect. Now the deficiency of a mineral shows some symptoms in plants. Okay, now what are these symptoms of? One of them is the stunted growth. Stunted. Okay, so this is stun. Where have you come across this term earlier? Have you come across anything like this earlier?
So stunted means stopped.
Stopped. So I think most of you like you'll see like extraordinary some VIPs are there. Then they will have say the bodyguards are having say stun gun. This is some term you will
Yes,
become.
sir.
This is
Yes,
something. So those guns are very small, very small. They are not like huge, long rifles or something. These are stun. That is at a small size. So stunted growth. Stunted growth means the growth is becomes small. Their growth is not increasing. So this is generally due to the deficiency of the nitrogen, potassium,
And phosphorus.
and phosphorus. So we instead of saying NKP, we can say NPK also, no problem, because this is something we use this for remembering easily. Okay. Stunted growth, NPK. There is a deficiency in the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Okay. So next
Sir, chlorosis.
is the chlorosis. Okay, the yellowing of leaves caused due to the low level of the chlorophyll is chlorosis. Now it is caused by the deficiency of the nitrogen, potassium, iron, manganese, and magnesium. So chlorosis, chloro means already we saw chlorophyll, green.
chlorophyll.
Cis means is less. Okay. You see, in biology, most of the terms are coming from Greek and Latin. So if you know what is the meaning of the root term, then you will be able to, you can try to explore other terms with the last cis, okay, sepsis, Okay, okay, like that.
means
Sepsis, that is something like infection, it will come. Okay, anyway, you leave all this. So you can see, explore terms like that. So that will make your vocabulary very strong. Okay, so many like this medical terminologies are there, general life, they are also coming now.